What's up, everybody, and welcome back to the Life Lessons Laugh Sessions YouTube channel. Today, I want to talk about something very important that every single person on this planet does because we think, and that is our self-talk. So, just think for a second and raise your hand if you've ever said something in your mind to yourself that you would never, ever in a gazillion years say to someone you care about. Yeah. And I'm pretty sure if you're a living, breathing person, you've done that before. You've thought something or even said it out loud to yourself for something that you did or something that you thought, or even something you perceived you did or thought that you would never, ever say to someone you care about because it's wrong, it's hurtful, it's blatantly incorrect, any of those reasons. So why is it so easy for us to do that and talk like that to ourselves when it just occurs to us as a fact that you just don't say that to people you care about? So I've been thinking about this a lot, and it's a really, really hard process, and it's a continual process, and I think it's something that you work on your whole life, or you try to for your whole life, and that is how to train yourself and your thinking to find that self-talk, notice it when it shows up, acknowledge it, and then flip it. So here's a few things that I've been learning about and working through and going with to help with my self-talk and basically train myself to be kinder to myself. And I think we could all use more of that because you're always hardest on yourself. You just are. That's just a fact. You're just hardest on yourself. So I think we all need to recognize that and work on becoming even just a little bit more kinder to ourselves. So here's what I've been working on, and let's see if that helps you even a little bit. So like I said at the beginning, when you have negative self-talk or you notice those negative thoughts coming in, or just rude things that are coming into your mind about yourself, notice them and take a second to stop and be like, okay, what is this trying to say, or why am I feeling this way about myself, or what is the action that's causing me to feel this way or think this way or have these awful words to myself. And then think if that's something that's truthful, even a little bit based in truth, or just completely false and you're just coming up with the narrative because you're just used to it. Also, it's helpful to, once you've gone through that information and you've noticed it and you've labeled it and then decided whether or not it's based even the slightest bit in truth, give yourself a break because you're doing the best you can, and you woke up this morning and you're doing the absolute best you can, and that's enough. That's enough. And of course it's not going to be perfect, and of course you have days that are worse than others. So even if that negative thought you're having for yourself has even a little bit of truth in it, give yourself a break. You're human. You mess up. You make mistakes. Stuff happens. You're late. Whatever it is. You're trying, and that's enough. So notice it, acknowledge it, label it, give yourself a break. Okay? That's the top 4. Remember those. After I've done those 4, I'm learning and practicing. This is hard work, okay? If it was easy, everybody would be nice to themselves all the time. And we're not, so obviously it's hard work. But after you've done those 4, what I'm trying to do every time a negative thought or a negative emotion towards myself comes up is to completely flip it, and instead of noticing that negative aspect, look at that thing and see what positive I'm doing for it. So if I'm writing a blog and it's not coming out the way I want it to, or it's not working out as well as it's going, or I'm being just, the brain is just not working and I'm not getting the writing out that I want to, instead of noticing all of the bad things and checking off all the bad things, look for even one good thing that you're doing. One little, tiny little thing. Anything is good enough. It's just one thing. You started it. Awesome. You're working on it. Fantastic. If it's a blog post and you got 50 words down, 50 less to do. Just, we're always so triggered and focused on finding that negative thing or that thing to point out that's wrong or that's not good enough. Look for one thing that is good enough, or one thing that you did and it's a check mark in the plus column, and that's good enough. That's awesome. And the more you do that, and the more you have those negative emotions come up, notice them, flip them, and find that one good thing, the more you work on that, finding the good muscle, call it a muscle, the more you're prone to notice it. It's just practice. We're so focused and trained on finding the negative stuff. Changing that and working actively to find the good stuff, it takes a lot of work, and it takes time, and it takes practice, and you have to acknowledge it every single time. It's that repetition, it's that muscle, and the more you work that finding the good muscle, eventually, I'm hoping, because I've heard of this, again, I'm nowhere near this because it's still a daily practice for me. The next time something happens, instead of automatically going to that one little negative thing that might not even be there and it might just be in your head, you'll instead notice that good thing, or that thing that you did get done, or that thing that you did try. And the more that builds, the more kind you'll be to yourself. And like I said, we're all so damn hard on ourselves and our worst critics all the time, without fail. We need to be kinder to ourselves. And the more I learn about this, the more it's absolutely true. And it's so important for so many reasons. Like, just be kinder to yourself. Just try. Just one little thing. Just notice it. Try it. And it's so important because I've been doing a lot of reading. You guys know me, I'm a nerd. I read up on all this stuff. And our bodies notice energy, but they can't tell if you're being truthful, or if you're being sarcastic, or if you're not meaning it, or if you're just saying it offhand. So when you're unkind to yourself, you take note, and your energy takes note, and it holds on to that. That's just like, there's the study, and the plants that were talked to in a kind way grew better than the plants that weren't, and the plants that were talked down to. We're just like that. Your energy notices when there's good energy reciprocated to it and given to it. When all you do is drown yourself in that negativity and that self-deprecation, if that's a word, I think it is, and that just lack of kindness to yourself, you notice. It could be subconscious, you can not even think of it, but on that energetic level, your body notices and your energy notices, and that affects you, and it affects what you do, and it affects how you feel, and it affects what you bring out into the world. So why not work hard on changing that? Because the mere fact that you got up this morning is amazing. Seriously. And any moment that you exist and try to even do anything is amazing, because you're putting effort into your life, and it's your life, and you're a fantastic, awesome person, and everyone else can see it. So why is it so hard for us to see it for ourselves? Really, why is it so hard? When everyone else can see it, why is it always us that can't see it or that sees it last? So honestly, just try it. Just the next time you see yourself or you feel yourself or even you hear yourself internally or out loud saying something unkind to yourself, go, hang on a second. Is this factual? Is this just in my head? Is it remotely helpful? What positive can I bring out of it? Or what positive thing can I notice instead of the negative? And just build on it. Just little things. And with time and with practice, like anything you want to do, like sports, like music, anything, you have to practice and build that muscle. And with time, instead of automatically going and being unkind to yourself, you give yourself a break and you give yourself that kindness that you're so easy to give to everybody else. It's not easy. It's not. Because, like I said, if it was, everybody would be super kind to themselves and we wouldn't have this problem. But it's important because if everybody else can see how awesome you are, why not you too? And then when you're kinder to yourself, your energy gives that out to other people, and everybody needs your magic because that's why you're here. Nobody can give your story like you can. And you are on this planet for a reason, and you are in this life for a reason. So please remember to be kind to yourself and practice it even a little bit every single day. Just one little thing every day, and then build on that kindness muscle because my gosh, you deserve it. If you can give it to everyone else, you can take that kindness too. It doesn't cost anyone else's kindness if you're kind to yourself. You're not taking it from anyone, you're just giving it to yourself too. And we could all use a little bit more of that. Regardless of what's going on, we can always use a little more kindness for ourselves, okay? Promise you'll try. Drop a yes in the comments if you're gonna try, even just once. Try it. Once a day for a week. Try that. There's the challenge. Once a day for a week, say something kind to yourself instead of something negative that you were just gonna automatically say, okay? Do it. Drop a yes in the comments if you will. So, as always, you guys, thank you so much for even just taking the time to stop by and watch these. Every time I see that, my heart just explodes. I'm like the Grinch, just heart growing 3 sizes. It's ridiculous. And if you want to subscribe, that would be amazing. I'm just trying to get this channel to help as many people as I can. And even if it's one extra person, that's fantastic. Yeah, so like I said, comment if you're in for the challenge. Do it! We can all use a little more kindness, okay? Take care of yourselves. You matter. You're doing the best you can, and that's good enough. And take care of yourselves and stay safe, guys, okay? Toodles!